Alright, so what the heck is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the garage. It is a heat wave. It's super hot in here. So throughout this past couple months, maybe even within the past year, S&B has released a open style intake. Now I'm running S&B's intake on my truck here because the 2017 to 19 had the battery in front and the airbox behind, which was a little odd. So the S&B kit actually rerouted it to like the 11 to 16 position, which then put the airbox right in the front and the battery in the back. So I have zero complaints with mine. Mine runs very, very well. The truck is an absolute animal right now. So if you guys want more info on the truck, you can go back through my channel and find, the videos. But anyways, what I have today is their new open style intake. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So here is the current intake situation on my truck. So this kit here gives you a new battery tray to relocate the battery to the back. You have a closed airbox, so you're not getting in hot, heat-soaked air from the engine bay. You're bringing in fresh air from outside of the truck, right through this little port here. When the hood's closed, there's a little gap right here you can see through straight into the air filter. So you're pretty much only bringing in fresh outside air, especially if you have your box lid on and your box is sealed. So this is the look of the current intake. Filter's pretty big, and it's secluded in its own box. So now let me show you what I'm talking about when I mean the open style intake. So see that big old filter right there? This is exactly what it'll look like on the truck. There will be no box. It'll just be, intake tube here, and then right to a massive monster air filter, which is, I think, like a lot bigger than this current one on this kit. I don't really know if there's gonna be any type of like performance gains with that, because technically you want to bring in cool air because cooler air is more dense. You don't want to bring in hot air from your engine bay. So the whole purpose of an open style intake, I don't know. I just pretty much think it looks a lot cooler than the box. Long story short, JB, my brother-in-law with the King Ranch, wanted to do an intake. We're waiting on some stuff through SPE. He wanted to pull the trigger, so I'm gonna give him mine and we're gonna put the open style on my truck. Let's go. All right, guys, so to start things off, I just went ahead and pulled my old S&B intake off. I left the battery tray and all that stuff in. I just pulled the air filter actual tube, and then the filter itself, and then the air filter box, the housing that the air filter goes in. So after that, S&B does not include directions anymore. They include this little like coupon code kind of thing here with like a QR code, and you just pull up your phone, open your camera, hover it over that QR code, and it'll pull up right from the internet. There is a boatload of steps because you have to relocate the battery. There's battery extension cables and the whole process. I'm not going to go through that. I'll link the video below of me installing my S&B the first time. But this kit here, I'm basically just using the air filter tube, the one bracket, and this monster filter. This thing is absolutely ginormous. The only thing that we're going to use out of the new kit is this fancy little bracket here. So from the directions, I gathered that this bolts into those two holes there, and then you see the rubber grommet up here, and then this little post will go down into that rubber grommet. You put your filter on, your mass airflow sensor, and you are done. Well, I'm done because I already have the hard part back there. Done. All right, guys, here's what we're looking like with the actual, just the tube on, with the bracket. They say you want to put the tube on first to mock it up to make sure it's not hitting anything. There is an air conditioner line, AC line under here. You kind of just have to push out of the way. But we have a pretty solid gap in between there and the secondary coolant bottle. So there's no issues there. Back here we're clear. So I tightened these two 13 millimeters down, and then the bracket goes up, and there's that post down in that rubber grommet. Now this is a weird thing here. This is like an insert to the beginning of this like huge 6-inch inlet, where it looks like it'll just start like kind of chamfering the air in, just like a little like snap piece in there. So now the only thing left is to put in the mass airflow sensor and then that monstrosity of a filter, and then we're done. This was like the easiest thing ever. All right, guys, look at the size of this filter. This thing is huge. This is one of the biggest filters that I've ever installed on a truck. Now check this thing out. This looks absolutely epic. To me personally, now this is just an opinion, so don't go roasting me. This looks way sicker than the filter in the enclosed box. You know, you pop the hood, you just have this massive filter staring at you. It looks a little more custom and it looks a little more high performance in its own way. Alright guys, we're just going to get straight into the test drive to see if there's any sound difference. Now from an idle, there was a little bit more of like a throaty sound coming from the turbo. Now driving immediately, like I've only been on the road for like 2 feet, and definitely the turbo whistle is way louder. A slight increase in like the throaty lope sound. But, I mean, of course you're going to get that from a closed airbox to an open filter. It's like an awesome whistle now. Alrighty guys, that is all she wrote. We made it back to the shop. Check this out. So this was the piece from the old air filter situation. So this was like the air duct, the way in. Does it look better with it or without it? Definitely looks, you can see the filter more without it, but there's like this big exposed piece of like aluminum or whatever this is. It's like a main mount for the top rad support maybe. So this here, what do you guys think? On, off? I can't decide. It definitely looks a little more complete with it on, but it blocks the filter. With it off, you just see the filter. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, so there you go. Let me know what you guys think on the open style filter. Now for me and my truck with the built VGT turbo, this thing is epic. The turbo whistle is serious, and I just like the look of it way more than the box. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the open style air filter compared to the closed style air filter. So if you guys are interested in picking one of these up for your truck, you can hit the link in the description. I'll have them live on the website by the time this video goes up. Stay tuned within the next like day or two, because I have a huge box in the back seat right now of some amazing parts. Probably one of the, if not the coolest thing that I'm going to do to this truck is in the back seat right now, and that will be the next video. So tune in, keep an eye out for that video. It's going to be pretty cool. Anyone with a 6.7 Powerstroke is going to want to take notes on that video. But alright, that's it. Hit that subscribe button, join the family. As always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.